Well, hi folks. Yesterday I uploaded a video to YouTube and titled it, "It's Going to Look Ugly Before It Gets Pretty." This was marking some of the progress I've made as I started to paint the Rumpler C4, a wingnut wings kit for the Reconnaissance Group Build. And I was feeling it was certainly looking a little bit ugly, but there was hope, and I expected it to look a little bit ugly. Now, a half day later, after applying the green paint next to the mauve on the fuselage, we had a few surprises. And I think I better report on them and just show what this is going to entail. This project at this point should be called "It's Going to Get a Whole Lot Uglier Than I Expected and Take Way More Work Than I Hoped For Before It Gets Pretty." So, at the point that I did the video yesterday, I had put the mauve, dark purple, purplish violet paint on the fuselage. I'd already done the wings, the underside of the wings, in the very light blue. I didn't show that in the video. And I had taped up with masking tape and blue tack and was going to get ready to put on the dark green on the fuselage. So, what happened? Well, let's, first of all, to show that I actually can paint with an airbrush to some extent, I'm really pleased with how the underside of the wings turned out. That is the AK 3rd generation light German blue. And then I shaded it to get the ribs and bring out some detail there. So I've got the underside of the wings. The top side is still in the Tamiya fine surface gray primer. But that gave me perhaps a false sense of security that the 3rd generation AK paints were going to work out really nicely. And of course, they came in a set for World War I German aircraft, which I said and stated, hey, the perfect set for this project. Well, not the perfect set for me. And I think I should mention at this point that I have a lot of AK paint, a lot of AK Air paint, 2nd generation, I guess, and I've been very, very happy with it. It's probably the 2nd largest grouping of paints or brand of paint I have after Vallejo. I haven't used it that much on large portions of aircraft, the externals. Used it a lot more for brush painting, despite the fact that it is air, so specifically or supposedly designed for airbrush. But anyway, this is what I started out with. The blue went on the undersides of the flying surfaces and the underside of the fuselage. Then I put the mauve on, which goes on the fuselage camouflage pattern. And I got the dark green on, and I had things masked off for a couple of stripes in light green that go on the fuselage. We'd get all that done, and then I thought I'd be proceeding to the wings today. Not so fast. After letting the green dry and removing the masking tape and blue tack, I was quite annoyed, flummoxed to see. Well, first of all, I had a difficult time laying down the dark green. The mauve, which I put on earlier, was a little tricky, but it basically went where I wanted it to go and sprayed and covered pretty nicely. There's some reflection coming off. But as you can see, when I took off the blue tack and the masking tape, I have to take responsibility for the edges around the blue tack not being matching up the way they should. That's me. That's not on the paint. What is on the paint was the masking tape pulling off paint. I don't recall that in the past when I've masked up stuff, I've laid down any sort of clear varnish to protect it from Tamiya masking tape. But the mauve didn't hold in a couple spots. That's a problem. The green was not fun to put down. It looks better now. That edge should not be razor straight, by the way. That's another story. But you can see chipping on the mauve. I went back in because I have the old second generation paint, and I redid the green with second generation dark. Is that the dark green? Yeah, the dark green. But I still, of course, now, and I'm not going to use that third generation mauve. It was tricky too. So there's second generation AK mauve. That's going to have to be reapplied to the plane. There are some, not so many chips here, but yeah, what can I say? That's a mess right there. That's on me, not really the paint. That's on me, not getting it edged properly. I don't want to talk about that. There's another chip. There's a little bit of green that needs to be sanded down. I'm not going to blame my wonderful airbrushes. I've got a double set of Harder and Steenback Evolution airbrushes, and they are magnificent. They are way over my pay grade in terms of I don't deserve to have such good airbrushes, but it makes life easy. But my combination of not really being that adept at masking or using blue tack for masking, and now having to go back in and do it again, and my less than thrilled evaluation, or the opinion, I guess I should say, of AK third generation, at least this set. Well, I'm not using these anymore. Blue, you misled me. You gave me a false sense of security. And that's done is done. So I don't have to worry about you anymore. I've got light green to put on in a couple places on the fuselage, just in those gray areas there, the primer areas. More of the light green goes on the wings. But yeah, I've got to go through masking process again, partial, not complete. I've got to put down, I'm going to relay the mauve over everything I've done. I've got to do a little bit of sanding. Hopefully everything will come out clean, and I'll have the requisite soft edges and no overspray or underspray. I've got to get rid of that straight line. There's a straight line on the other side. That's ineptitude with masking. Paint pulling off, I don't know whether I should take responsibility for that or blame it on the paint. Maybe it's a bit of both. This generation paint is clearly for some people who know all of the potential foibles of doing stuff like this and can avoid them. You know, I stumbled, so I thought I would be doing the top sides of these wings today. Nice and simple process in dark green and mauve, and the other one in light green. I forget which set is which. Let's take a look. Bottom wings, dark green and mauve. Top wings, light green and mauve. And I would get the light green stripes on, but it's going to be, well, I did some cleanup already, because I did clean up most of the green here, but the mauve is still a mess. It's going to be okay. It's just a lot more work. And of course it involves something that I hate doing, and I probably need I know I need an attitude adjustment, which is careful masking. So that's the report. It was one of those one step forward, half step backwards yesterday, about a quarter step forward so far this morning, if I'm measuring it in those ways. We'll get her done. If you can find second generation AK paint, if you still got it, preserve it. I can't give a thumbs up to this stuff. Sorry, AK. I'll still be buying your products. I've got a lot of your paint. And always got to consider the user here, operator error. So be it. Thanks for watching.